Good morning and welcome to the Forex Daily Update, brought to you by Pepperstone on Wednesday the 16th of January 2019. I'm Darren Sinden and you can follow me throughout the day on Twitter by using @ds_Pepperstone. Okay, let's take a look at the overnight changes and price moves to be aware of. And a surprisingly calm session, I would describe it, overnight in the global foreign exchange markets, probably summed up by this area here highlighted in orange today. No change whatsoever in the price of cable. That's sterling against the US dollar, 128.5750, trading shortly before we recorded the video. And given the events that unfolded in the UK last evening, that is something of a surprise, I guess. Dollar yen, the yen pushing back slightly against the US dollar, gaining 0.2% against the US currency to trade at 108.44. And the US currency took money off the Brazilian real, gaining by 0.51% against the Brazilian currency to trade at 371.67 reals to the US dollar. Interesting to note as well that the Brazilian stock market reached all-time highs yesterday. The markets still have a love affair with the new Brazilian President Bolsonaro, it seems. Dollar index for its part trading at 95.94 shortly before we recorded the video. It had been higher on the session, so it's off 0.1% from the session, and obviously closing in on that 96 handle, having rejected a move below 95 from the earlier part of January. Okay, what's on the calendar then? Events that may move the markets today. Not the most, or the deepest I should say, of calendar. Still quite a bit of interesting data to come. At 7 a.m. we'll have had harmonised index consumer prices out of Germany, the ECB's preferred measure of inflation in the Eurozone. This data for the month of December. Then at 9:15 we jump over into the UK for a speech from Bank of England Governor Mark Carney. What he's going to say relative to Brexit will be anyone's guess, but the markets obviously be intently listening to what pearls of wisdom he may have. And then at 9:30 we're back to the data with RPI, PPI and CPI data out of the UK for the month of December. So a fully comprehensive look at inflation rates here in the UK then. And then we pause until 1900 when we'll see the release of the Fed's Beige Book report and look at the performance of US businesses. As far as the Fed is concerned. And then perhaps the most important item of the day, certainly as far as sterling is concerned, we shall have a challenge to Theresa May's leadership in the form of a no confidence vote. We'll have more on that momentarily. Okay then, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye overnight. First of all, the major headline of the day, UK PM Theresa May has suffered the biggest defeat in parliamentary history over her Brexit deal. As we've said, she will now face a no confidence vote this evening. The opposition needs to generate a 2/3 majority of MPs to unseat Mrs May. What's clear to me though is that there are no alternative plans to her discredited proposals, and it's not clear to me either that any of the opposition parties would really want to form a government or have any idea of what they would do differently. China has injected $84 billion of liquidity into its financial markets overnight in order to avoid a funding squeeze. Separately, data showed that house price growth in the country are slowing after 3 years of continuous growth. And back to New York, and some startling revelations here. A witness in the New York trial of drug baron Joaquin El Chapo Guzman has said that former Mexican President Pena was paid $100 million by El Chapo's cartel via a third party. So some startling revelations, and if they're true, an example of the scale of the problems that AMLO, the new Mexican president, may be facing when he tries to confront the drug cartels. Okay then, food for thought, something to take away with you into the trading day and beyond, and why not think about this? As the US government shutdown moves through its fourth week, economists are considering the damage that this can inflict on the US economy. The White House believes that each week of the shutdown knocks minus 0.1% off of US GDP. Other commentators are more aggressive in their assessment, saying that it could erase Q1 2019 growth entirely if the shutdown ran through to the end of March. Here's the record of US GDP growth and the forecasted level of it according to Trading Economics, and here's my suggested trajectory if that government shutdown continues. Okay, please take a moment to read the risk warning. Trading CFDs and foreign exchange on margin can be risky business. If you're in any doubt about those risks, then please do contact your Pepperstone account representative.